dear summit participants, distinguished researchers, organizers, and colleagues. It is a great honor for me to take part in such important event. I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers for inviting me to give a presentation. My name is Madina Suleimenova. I am a doctoral researcher at the Department Artificial Intelligence and Big Data at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Almaty, Kazakhstan. So today I will present the results of our research entitled Artificial Intelligence in the Diagnosis of Cardiovascular Aging and Prediction of Premature Aging. So allow me to introduce briefly my country, Kazakhstan. It is a Central Asian country located between Russia and China. It ranks 9th in the world in terms of area, but its population is not very large, almost 6 times smaller than Japan and also smaller than Tokyo. This is due to the country's history. So people over the age of 63 make up about 12% of the total population. So population aging is one of the most pressing challenges in our country. In Kazakhstan, the average life expectancy is increased, and population over 65 years, already 2.4 million people, and life expectancy, which had decreased during the pandemic, has only recently recovered to 75.4 years. According to the previous global studies, an association has been identified between aging and many factors, such as lifestyle, nutrition, immune inflammation, and more. However, the identification of the relationship between these factors in people exposed to accelerated aging of the cardiovascular system in the population of Kazakhstan still requires additional scientific research. This is because the question of how to measure of aging has not yet been resolved, or more formally, biomarkers of aging and the number have not been determined. Therefore, it is also unknown what controls the rate of the human aging and determines the duration of his life. Let's start with biomarkers of aging. There are indicators that help to assess the general condition of the body and the work of its systems. The determination of these indicators within the framework of the anti-age program allows you to create a holistic picture of health, establish biological age, and evaluate the possibilities of prolonging youth. Aim of our study is to development and validation of an integrated predictive model of premature cardiovascular aging based on clinical, immunological, biochemical parameters using artificial intelligence. Here you can see the workflow of our research. Our research represents a large-scale and multi-level study that integrates clinical, immunological, and biochemical data to predict premature cardiovascular aging. We conducted a comprehensive correlation analysis, developed mathematical modeling, and applied machine learning algorithms to forecast the risk of cardiovascular aging. We have recruited, for clinical data, we have recruited a sample of 800 respondents of both sexes, age 65 and older, who gave the informed consent to participate in our study. And the patients were divided into three age groups, 65, 74, 75, 89, and 90 plus. And who were observed in hospitals in Almaty. This study is the part of the national scientific project, which is called development of markers and diagnostic algorithm for the detection and prevention of early cardiovascular aging, supported by the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan. And today I will in our report, I will focus on specifically on the immunological findings, the foundation upon which we built our own predictive risk scale. And in our immunological findings, we have 52 respondents. Also, age category is 65, 74, 75, 89, and 90 plus, and two groups with cardiovascular diseases and without cardiovascular diseases. So let's start with aging markers. This figure shows how the pathways that affect aging integrate information, that is the various signals from the internal and external environment and known aging pathways are related to each other. This model is very similar to the architecture of neural networks. Biomarkers of aging should show the state of this network and the expression of genes associated with aging, and can be the ways of neurons of some inner layers, and determine the values of biomarkers. In our study, as I said before, we have identified important markers in immunological study. Immune markers are key mediators of aging process. In our study, there were cell markers like CD95, CD59, CD16, 14, and etc., and cytokines and growth factors like interleukins, TNF-alpha, and so on. And antigen presentation, HLA, TR, and as well clinical indicators like body mass index, hypertension, diabetes, physical activity, smoking, and alcohol consumption. So you can see the main results of the study for all patients between clinical and immunological variables across all patients. We observed that the several markers show strong association with cardiovascular and metabolic parameters. For example, HLA with BMI and IPGF with also BMI and so on. And this means that individuals with higher BMI tend to have increased expression with of antigen presenting molecules. So in this slide, you can see the correlation matrix of variables for the patients with CVD. Compared to the total cohort, here the relationships between immunological and clinical parameters become much stronger and more pronounced. And in the third slide, you can see the correlation matrix for the patients without CVD. Here we have individuals with preserved vascular function and no clinical signals of aging-related cardiac pathology. These findings confirm that metabolic and lifestyle factors directly influence immune aging mechanisms. So let's move on to the next. After identifying these patterns, we proceed to quantify these associations. We implemented several machine learning algorithms like random forest, logistic regression, and KNN. However, since our models with RF-LR-KNN showed a maximum accuracy value of 0.81 and a maximum auction value of 0.69, we decided to improve the results and train the model via XGBoost with the same clinical and immunological data. And then we get the results like this, the metrics. In this picture, you can see the metrics, and the model demonstrated an overall accuracy of 91%, indicating high predictive ability. And then we get the biomarker importance according to our XGBoost model. So this graph shows which immunological markers contribute most to the prediction of premature cardiovascular aging using the XGBoost model. So CD59 is the most significant biomarker, as this protein is involved protecting cells from immune system damage, and VEC-F2 and TNF-alpha important predictors. VEC-F2 is associated with new vessel formation, and its excess may be associated with inflammation. TNF-alpha, tumor necrosis factor, plays a key role too in inflammatory processes. So high levels may indicate chronic inflammation associated with CVD cardiovascular risk. So the most significant, after analyzing all our results, the most significant biomarkers is the main predictors were GFR, cystatin C, hypertension status, and physical activity from our biochemical findings. Thus, this study identified risk factors which showed statistical significance. The main predictors in the development of CVD: smoking, BMI, hypercholesterolemia, low physical activity, and GFR, cystatin C, and SOT. These factors and biomarkers are included as indicators for calculating individual cardiovascular aging risk and generating personalized recommendations in the intelligent score system, an interactive digital platform. So based on all our findings, we developed a digital support tool, which is named Suleimenova Score Intelligent. This AI-driven platform integrates all our results of our study. Firstly, predict individual risk of cardiovascular aging, visualizing biomarkers, and you can here save as PDF. I'm so sorry, because this is in Russian, but this is how it looks like our system, intellectual system. And that is the website, and our website is coming soon, and we are now in the process of finishing our system. So that is the conclusion for our immunological study. The results confirm that the systematic inflammation reflected by markers CD14, HLA-DR, and interleukin-10 plays a central role in the pathogenesis of aging. The positive correlation of HLA-DR with BMI confirms that obesity is accompanied by activation of antigen-presenting cells and increased inflammation. At the same time, the negative correlation of interleukin-10 with BMI emphasizes the reduction of anti-inflammatory mechanisms in obesity, which contributes to metabolic disorders. The negative correlation of smoking with CD8 indicates the suppression of adaptive immune response by bad habits. So that is the general conclusion to my speaking. Our study demonstrates that aging of the cardiovascular system is tightly linked with immune imbalance and systematic inflammation. AI algorithms can successfully integrate heterogeneous clinical and biological data to predict premature aging. And finally, the score derived our multi-layer analysis provides a new quantitative framework for evaluating cardiovascular aging risk. So in other words, our model doesn't only predict age, it empowers prevention. As well, you can read our publications, which is related to our study, our conferences, which we are participated. And thank you for your attention.